Hey, so originally I was going to do a video on the social safety net, and I discovered after watching a Raw Dog video that before I do so, it has become necessary for me to define a couple of terms that I'll be using in this future production. Uh, First and foremost, economics is what I'm using the term economics for is the study and the discussion of the process of using a substitute placeholder. In our case, it will be currency, a substitute place order to represent tender owed for either a good or a service. Now you can, in my discussion, you can substitute tender owned for debt. Now if you take a look at a United States note of currency, it will say for all legal tender for all debts, which means if you owe somebody money or if you owe somebody time or some other form of compensation, this note represents a legal placeholder for that compensation. So when Raw Dog, for example, starts running his mouth and screaming about debt and everything else, when we think of household debt, we imagine like, oh my gosh, it's our car payment and we're only bringing in so much money, but we got to pay that. When we're talking about debt in economics, specifically macroeconomics or high finance, it becomes the supply of the placeholders to be available for those people who generate the wealth that require those note placeholders for the debts. In the example of trade in China, and we talk about the United States national debt, it has to do with how many goods, products, services, labor that we have exchanged our debt notes towards for a product given. Now, people make it seem as if the landlord's going to kick us out of our country or whatever, when in reality it just means that we've paid somebody for something and that they can use that money to purchase something that we either build, make, or actively produce and use that debt towards what we'll be doing, or they could exchange it with another country. Hopefully you're still with me. Now here's the good news, and this is part of it that I believe that those who do not work in money are a little bit unaware of. Wealth is something that is created. Value can be created. Value can be adjusted. Wealth can be generated from thin air. I have a shop full of technicians that create wealth. That's their job. They use a physical task that creates a wealth value out of nothing. Before they start in the morning, that wealth that those technicians produce did not exist. It is not zero sum. Now, in a market of existing products, yes, there is a zero sum value to the overall product. However, there's more parts to the economics of it than just that wealth. The labor force of the United States of America is capable of a great deal, and there's a skill level on a macro level that is by and large allowing the United States to be more valuable than other areas, even areas that are larger. We can go toe to toe. Our economy goes toe to toe with China's on paper, even though they outnumber us better than 3-1. 300 million people is a lot of people. It's a lot of potential of generating wealth. Now, wealth is generated and produced by an individual performing a task or providing a product that another person with existing placeholders is willing to exchange those monetary placeholders for. So, now that I have debt as why I will be using it in my up and coming videos about social safety nets and anything else. I just wanted to get this quick economics definition. Now, your definitions of debt, of course, will be different, and obviously Raw Dogs is different, but I don't expect him to be able to articulate debt the same way that a person who works with money is able to. It'd be like as if I was trying to spout my mouth off on what it is that he does for a living. If I was talking about computers and network and IT management, I would probably make quite a few errors as well. And I could probably lie and yell and be very entertaining about it too, but that's not really my style. All right, we'll see y'all later, and keep your eye out for the next installments, man. See y'all later.